welcome back to Jen Beauty. My name is Jennifer and here on my channel I like to chat about all things beauty and makeup. And today I have a full face of drugstore makeup. Well, mostly full. I'm missing one thing. Believe it or not, I am missing mascara. I think that's the only thing I'm missing. So I asked on my community tab what everyone would be interested in seeing. And the general consensus was everyone would like to see a full face of drugstore makeup. I asked about Flower Beauty and e.l.f. and I will be doing a full face of Flower Beauty. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a full face of e.l.f. I have everything, but I did declutter the foundations that I could use for that, and I'm kind of like conflicted if I want to undeclutter one of the foundations, because I listed a bunch of stuff for sale on Mercari and two of my bundles didn't sell before my surgery, and I pulled them because I knew I wouldn't have time to go to the post office. So I don't know. I've been debating. On the one hand, I got rid of it for a reason. And then on the other hand, it would be nice to be able to do a full face of e.l.f. because I love seeing full faces. I like seeing what people think are different brands like strong suits and what maybe you could skip out on from each brand. So I'm using the Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer in Nude. I do like this eye primer. Oh, there's one other thing that I will be using that is not drugstore. That is the Tarte Shape Tape Pressed Powder. I'm only going to use this to set down my eyelids. I have found that I need like a really good pressed powder to set down my eye primer, and then most of my shadows do not end up creasing. My apologies that we are skipping out on 2 items that should be drugstore. Hopefully that's okay with you guys. I just wanted to go ahead and get this filmed, and I really didn't want to buy anything for this video because I know that there's a few things that I want to buy for the Flower Beauty video, and it's not just like buying it for the video. There are also things that I've been wanting to try myself. So in here I have a mix of things that I've used before and first impression items. So I thought that would be kind of nice to not have a full face of first impressions, but still have a couple of things that are newer and new to me. On my lips right now, I just have the Essence Juicy Balm Shiny Lip Gloss. I just needed something with hydration. I tried to use the NYX This Is Everything Lip Loving Balm, but to be honest, I couldn't get this tin open. Like, I tried. I can't do it. I need someone with a better grip to be able to do it. So this is new to me. This is the NYX Hydrotouch Primer. My face has been so dry since my surgery. Like, she is a parched little devil. And I've been keeping up with my skincare and I've been drinking so much water. But at the end of the day, like, when your body has been through something major, like, it pulls all of its resources to other places. So it's understandable. I've just had to do a lot of extra like masks and hydrating and moisturizing things. So we're going to try out this primer. What does it smell like? It kind of smells like the Item Beauty cleansing balm that I've been using. And I haven't been able to place what that scent is. It smells kind of fresh. All right, so this is my order of things. I like to put on eye primer, set it down, put on my face primer, and then do my eyeshadow. That way, while I'm doing my eyeshadow, the face primer can set down and then be ready for makeup by the time I'm done. So I wanted to try out the LA Girl Foreplay eyeshadow quad. This is in So Sweet. I legit wanted to buy all of them, but I stopped myself. I have another LA Girl eyeshadow palette that I really like. Oh my God, can I not get anything open today? Oh, I didn't untape it. Never mind. Okay, now that it's untaped, I have it open. So this is what it looks like. Let me clean off my hands so I can give some swatches. So the lightest shade is like the shade of my skin tone. So I don't know that that's really going to do much of anything. This is a really beautiful matte shade. It's very soft and buttery. This shade is a bit more on the gritty side to swatch. So I don't know if I'm going to like that. And then the last shade is a lot softer. Wow. Okay. They were serious about that shade. Let me try the gritty shade one more time. See if it builds. Okay, so this is definitely on the lighter side. We're not going to judge based solely on swatches because sometimes they don't swatch the best, but they're pretty on the eyes. Holding out hope. All right, that wiped right off with some micellar water. I may end up bringing in a cream shadow from JCat, like maybe one of these. I don't know if this is going to have the sparkle that I want it to have. All right, let's quit yakking and start putting the makeup on our face, huh? I guess I'm going to go in with the lightest shade first and see if it does anything. I do have a lot of discoloration on my eyes right now because your girl is tired. What even is sleep? My husband is out of town right now. I am trying to pick up and still, like, you know, keep the kids fed and keep up with them and finish recovering. So I'm gonna go into this next shade and see if I can build up some pigment anywhere. Okay, now that's very beautiful. Yeah, this may be on me, picking out one with a very, very light shade. You know, that may be my fault. I'll own it. Now, a lot of people do not like having a dark shimmer. I typically, as long as it performs fine, I do not mind using it as like an outer corner shade. All right, we're gonna go into this shade and just see what it does actually on the lid. Honestly, normally I would probably skip the lightest shade and possibly even this one, but I really want to see how this performs. And I wish I could zoom you in more, but I'm really struggling here. What else is new, right? There, maybe that's a little bit better. It just did like a wash of color. If you want like a really basic eyeshadow palette to do like a quick look, say like before work or before you go like run errands or whatever, I think this is actually not bad. Oh my God, of course, of course. I have to go pick up my kid. I'll be back. Okay, false alarm. He decided he wanted to stay. I don't remember what I was saying before I left. This is a really pretty color though. it just gives like a wash of color. I wouldn't say it's anything terribly impressive as far as that lighter sequin or lighter shimmer shade goes. I'm curious if it applies better with a finger. It's a little more opaque, like lilac. I'm going to go in with a smaller brush into the darkest shade and see if I can kind of deepen up that outer corner a little bit. So I feel like it all blends together pretty well, and it doesn't blend completely away, but it isn't quite as dark as I usually would like an outer corner to be, but it's still very pretty. Like, I don't know if some of these colors would even show up on a darker skin tone, but I don't remember what all colors they had to choose from. For some reason, I decided this was the one that I wanted to try. So if I added nothing else, I do need to like clean up a bit. But if I added nothing else to this look, I still think it would be really pretty, but I'm extra. So I think I'm gonna go into this J-Cat Prismetal eyeshadow in the shade Sherbet Snow? You tell me. So these are like a cream eyeshadow. I like to apply with my finger. You can also use something like a ColourPop Super Shock if you have those. Or I also have like this, where'd it go? I also have like this LA Girl Dream Glitter Iridescent Eyeshadow. You can tap something like that on top. I probably should have used that since it's in a project pan, but we're just playing today, so it's okay. And then I think I'm gonna use Rosé All Day in the same formula. And then I'm just gonna go back into this darkest color and just blend that into that cream eyeshadow I just put on after I clean up my hands, since I'm apparently getting it everywhere. Good job, Jen. All right, and then I am going to take this latest shade and just blend around the edges. All right, so this is what we are looking like so far. I'm gonna clean up a bit and then I'll be back. So this is literally just discoloration. I'm going to use the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation in the shade Shallow. Y'all probably heard me talk about it before, that Ulta sent this to me with a very old expiration date of January 2021. So I can't totally say that like the formula is, oh, I forgot to wet my sponge. I will be back. So I can't totally say that like, I can't speak to the formula as much. Like, I think it's really pretty. And this, I believe, is a Real Techniques sponge. I think it's a good shade match for me overall. And the few times that I've worn it, I've liked the formula. I believe that even though it is expired, it's still good for 12 months after opening. It's just like the SPF in it is expired. All right, I think we're pretty blended out. I feel like this is a foundation that, like, if you have a lot of dry skin, it's not very flattering. I I think this would be something I would enjoy more like in the spring to summertime, or maybe summer to fall, when my skin is not quite so like flaky. Even though it looked really hydrated when I started, you can tell that like I still have some dryness, so it's kind of, I wouldn't say caking up, but it's kind of catching on those dry spots, kind of clinging to it a bit. We're gonna use the NYX Bare With Me Concealer Serum. I honestly do not love this as like a under eye concealer, if we're being honest. I'm going to try using it on a brush and see if I like that better. I don't think so, but we're gonna try it. I don't know if I just got too much. Ow. This is one where I feel like a little bit goes a long way. And if you take a full pump of product, you have too much. Which is why I was kind of thinking that like putting it on a brush might be nice. This is one of the only drugstore concealers that I have. I have a Flower Beauty one, but I'm honestly saving that for a full face of Flower Beauty. And this one I am trying to use up. It does give a little bit better like coverage, but I think I definitely need like a color corrector under it still. But I mean, let's be honest, it's going to take a lot to deal with this lack of sleep. You know, like it's makeup, it's not a miracle. And then I'm going to use the e.l.f. Halo Glow setting powder to set down my under eyes. This is a beautiful powder. I like to use it with a smaller brush, and because my face is so dry, I am not setting down my whole face with it. So I typically just tap it into here to pick up the product, and then I kind of tap it off on the cap to make sure I don't have too much. Because again, dry skin, I don't want to like really accentuate things. I meant to see if I could cover up this blemish. All right, not perfect, but it's better. For bronzer, I am going to use the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer for the cream bronzer. I don't always use both cream and powder. And I'm using the Essence Makeup Buffer Brush to stipple it on. I feel like that escalated very quickly because there was a little too much product on the edge of the brush, but that's okay. Oh, this is in the shade Tan Lines. And then I'm going to use the NYX Wonderstick. I have the shades Light Peach and Baby Pink. I'm just gonna pick a side. Put a couple dots on and then blend it out with the same brush. I did clean it off on the Sigma switch best I could. Pretty sure I ended up using the baby pink side. For cream products that are a little bit more on the dry side, I like using a circular motion to blend and then going in with more of like your stereotypical like up and down motion. I just find it kind of like works the product in better for me. And then I want to use I was going to use the Milani Sunlight bronzer, or Silky Matte bronzer in Sunlight, but I think that would be a little too much. So I'm going to skip out on that. I'm just going to kind of tap into the cream products to kind of take off any excess where I may have gone a little bit overboard. Okay, apparently there's a spot of concealer at the top of this that I did not notice. I was like, where is that dot coming from? If you're afraid that you're gonna go like too ham with cream products, you can always put your cream products on first and then put your foundation on. I wanna try the Essence Pure Nude Baked Blush. I have the shade Cool Coral. I forget that these Essence packaging, like the packaging is really crappy, so maybe I shouldn't tap it off on the actual package. That is a beautiful blush. Because I have more textured cheeks, you'll notice that a lot of times I do kind of stipple in first and then just kind of brush over to get any spots that I may have missed. I don't like a ton of blush on the bridge of my nose typically, but I like to take just a little something, just to kind of give it some color back. So this is really pretty. Let me swatch it. So this is what the Cool Coral looks like. And yes, I am missing a nail sticker on my middle finger. So it's a really pretty, it is more on like the shimmery side. So it's more of like a glowy blush. I don't think you'll be able to see it in my lighting, but I know Jen Phelps swatched them out. She swatched a bunch of them out. I don't remember what shades, but I'm pretty sure she had this one. So I will try to link her video below if I remember, but very beautiful. And it doesn't seem to be emphasizing texture. I mean, you can see my issues with my foundation. But, all right, I want to do the lower lash line. So I'm going to start with the same brush that I used on the outer corner. I'm going to use it in the outer corner of the lower lash line. And use the same darkest shade from the palette. You can go lightest to darkest, darkest to lightest. You can do one color, nothing on the lower lash line. Like it really doesn't, there's no right or wrong way. And then I'm going to use the same brush that I was using to blend, and I am going to go in with the other matte shade, the purple one, but I'm going to go in with my brush pushed down like this. So once I got the product applied, I tilted my brush like this so that I was blending into the eye area instead of like this or like this, where I would be blending down my face. If it makes you nervous, you can always get a clean brush, something more, oops, something smaller and more controlled like this works really well to do a little bit of blending on the bottom. And as long as you're aiming it like up, but not into your eye, because that hurts, you get a little bit better control of the product. And then for highlight, I want to use the e.l.f. This is like a baked highlight in Moonlight Pearls. I'm pretty sure this is still available, but please don't be upset with me if it's not. I honestly forgot to look before I pulled everything, and this is one of my only drugstore highlights that is not like in a palette. I have the Pixie Hello Kitty highlight, that's drugstore, but I know that it's more like, I think it's gonna go away at some point for sure, but it's definitely very pink, and I didn't quite want something that was super pink. I'm going to use, I need a pencil brush. This will work. I'm gonna use this small brush to use the highlighter as an inner corner. Okay, I just have a few things left. So I'm gonna do brows, and I have the e.l.f. Wow Brow in the shade Neutral Brown. I'm just combing it through with this little mini spoolie that it comes with. And then if I need to do any cleaning up, I do just get like a clean spoolie. I'll just get a clean spoolie and just kind of shape the brow a little bit. You can do this before, but I kind of like to comb out any excess brow product. And I always start to the middle to the end when I first pull the product out, because you don't want your, like the front of your brows to be the most pigmented thing. You kind of want it to be more pigmented towards the like middle to the end. And if you start up here, then the most pigment that comes off of the applicator is going to go there. And that's when you can kind of get like the crazy looking brows. Now, if that is your aesthetic, or if that works with your brow shape, more power to you. But for the way that my style and how my brows are, I prefer to do it this way. And then I'm just going to use a little bit of the highlight as like a brow bone highlight. You don't have to do an inner corner or a brow bone. Like really, you can leave it here and be good. I'm going to use this Dewy Finish NYX setting spray. Well, that's a pretty good mister. Okay, that's pretty powerful. I do not like how this smells. Not a fan. That is the first time I have used it. Just gonna press this in. I'm going to do my eyelashes. So for mascara, I'm just gonna use the Tarte Man Eater Mini that I have. Again, I don't have a drugstore mascara. I didn't want to buy a new mascara for this, especially when I already have like way too many mascaras. And I know that I have one on my wish list for the Flower Beauty video. So that would have meant either ordering before I was ready for the Flower Beauty video, or ordering another. I can tell you that I highly recommend the Essence Lash Princess. The green one has worked out really well for me. I tried the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara, and I think that was also, it was a decent mascara, but for me and what I like with my mascara, between the two, I would pick the Essence Lash Princess one, hands down, like for sure. I think Essence has some pretty decent products. The biggest thing to understand about Essence is like you are definitely not paying for the packaging with that brand. You are paying for what is in the packaging. These are known to come apart so frequently, so try to be gentle with them. This LA Girl packaging seems pretty solid. You know, the e.l.f. bite-size quads, they're really flimsy, kind of like the Essence blush ones are, but this is pretty solid. Like, it's a thicker plastic, and the hinges seem to be on here pretty good. And the clasp seems to be pretty well made. So I would say for a drugstore eyeshadow palette, I think that these are made pretty well. I don't think the pigmentation is super there on the So Sweet palette. You're definitely not getting anything like super glittery or fun when it comes to that one. But I think that it's nice and worth checking out if any of the color stories interest you and you're in the market for one. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Satin Lipstick in the shade, or Seriously Satin. Not seriously, but seriously. In the shade Taffy. I've never used this one before. I did kind of rub in the lip gloss that was on my lip. This is very pink. Okay, so I thought this was going to be more nude than what it is. It is quite corally pink. I don't know how well that translates on camera, but dang, we are pink. I think I want to put this Essence lip gloss on top because my lips are so dry. This Juicy Bomb, it doesn't take a lot either. Like this, a little goes a long way with this stuff. All right, let's see how that goes. What shade is this? One is Lovely Raspberry. It smells like fake fruit, you know, like it really does smell like fake fruit, like a lot of drugstore fruit scented things do, but not in like a overly fake way. Like it's still pleasant enough to me. I need to work on this. I need to use it more. It's not bad. All right, so I'll be honest with you. I am a little too tired to do much of anything with my hair today. I think I may try to go straighten it a little bit more for my next video. I have a lot of videos to film today, but let's have some final thoughts here. So final thoughts. I think this is a beautiful foundation, but not for me in the dead of winter because I have dry skin and it's just not very flattering. However, I don't know what foundations would be super flattering with the dry skin. Like maybe a serum foundation, possibly. But I have worn that before when my skin was in good condition and it was very beautiful. The Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer I do enjoy. I still have to set it down with the Tarte powder, but I mean, that is like a winning combo for me. And then the NYX Bare with Me Concealer Serum. This honestly is just not a favorite for me. I think it might be a little too hydrating for me for my under eyes. You know, when you have like something that's too creamy or too hydrating, it doesn't, like, it seems to stick to itself. So you definitely have to set it down with powder. And honestly, I don't use powder that much. I'm kind of a no fuss kind of person when it comes to my base products, but it's not terrible. I do like the Wow Brow. I have used that before. Oh shoot, guys, you let me forget to do eyeliner. Okay, so eyeliner is not a necessity, and I'm not gonna do it because this is fine. But I did want to point out that I had pulled out the NYX Epic Smoke Liners to use in this look. I have the gray one that is Slate Smoke, and then I have Black Smoke, and I have Mocha Match. And these have a little brush on the end to smoke out your liner. And then the tips of them are kind of like that triangular, kind of like the bigger like brow products. It's not my favorite shape for an eyeliner, but these really aren't terrible. I find that once I smudge it out, it stays put for most of the day. Like I don't find it shifts too much after that. So it's like just dry enough to not move, but be smoked out, but not so dry that you can't smoke it out. Hopefully that makes sense. The lipstick, it's a nice formula, but holy crap, taffy is not my shade. What else did I have? Ooh, this Essence Pure Nude blush is absolutely gorgeous. I have no regrets about buying that. I do like this e.l.f. Moonlight Pearls highlighter. I think it's a very natural highlighter. A lot of people like the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and that one I found was like the lightest shade is still too dark for me. But Moonlight Pearls from e.l.f. is not, because I am definitely very fair, and me and the sun don't get along. I do like the NYX Wonderstick. I feel like I have too many cream cheek products though, so in retrospect, I kind of wish that I hadn't purchased it, or that I hadn't purchased so many and used so many at one time, but I was kind of trying to figure out what I liked. I think that this is a similar formula to the ColourPop blush sticks, and I think this probably will last a little bit longer, and I like that there's 2 shades in it, so you have a little more variety without having to buy as many products, so I do appreciate that. And then the LA Girl Foreplay, again, packaging I think is great, especially for drugstore, and it's a cute little palette. I don't know that this color story would always be for me, but it's adorable. These 2 shades especially I really like. I could do without these. Like I would put something else in their place, like a really dark matte, or maybe like even a decent formula pressed glitter would probably be better than, than one of these. I'm not giving LA Girl any ideas on that though. Of course, I love the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I love the e.l.f. Putty Blushes. I didn't put the e.l.f. Putty Blushes in because 1, this is in a project pan, but 2, I just kind of wanted a variety of different products. This NYX Dewy Finish Setting Spray, I don't know if this is just old, like it was in an advent calendar, but holy crap, I do not like how this smells. I don't know how to describe it. Let's see what the matte finish one smells like. No, like these are a no for me. I might use them to foil some shimmers, but as far as I'm concerned, they both can go like in the trash. I don't think anyone needs those. Oh, and then this Hydrotouch Primer from NYX. I'm gonna have to try this out some more. I don't think it was bad. Like I think it was pretty similar to what the Tarte Quench Primer does for me, and I do really like this one. So I think I may want to do like a, when my skin is feeling a little bit better and not quite so thirsty, I think I may want to do like a side by side. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. And then finally, I love these J-Cat Prismetals. I think they are nice and creamy. They're not too dry. They don't seem to dry out too fast like the ColourPop Jelly Much shadows. So I do like these a lot. They have a lot of different shades. That's the word. Some are a little bit more like crumbly, flaky than others, but both of these shades together worked really well in this eye look, so very happy with these. That's it for today. I look forward to doing another full face of. I definitely have a full face of Flower Beauty planned. Not that anyone asked for it, but I do have a full face of Tarte planned simply because I have enough to do that. So why not? So if you like this video, I do hope you'll give it a big thumbs up. And if you would like to see more makeup and beauty content from me, hit that subscribe button and I'll have more coming at you. I hope wherever you are, you have a wonderful day. Bye.